Artificial intelligence is changing the world faster than almost anyone imagined. Every day, millions of people are using AI to create, learn, work, and solve problems. But behind this revolution is a company that many people still don't fully understand. A company that was once known mainly for making gaming technology. Today, NVIDIA has become one of the most important companies powering the future of artificial intelligence. But how did a company that started by improving video games become the foundation of the AI revolution? The answer is a story of vision, patience, and a technology that the world almost overlooked. In the early days, NVIDIA was not trying to change the future of technology. The company had a much simpler mission: to make computer graphics better. In the 1990s, video games were becoming more advanced. Players wanted realistic environments, smoother animations, and more powerful gaming experiences. But traditional computer processors were struggling to handle the increasing demand for complex graphics. NVIDIA saw an opportunity. Instead of making the computer do everything with one processor, the company created specialized chips designed to handle thousands of calculations at the same time. These chips were called graphics processing units, or GPUs. At the time, GPUs were mainly seen as a tool for gamers. They helped create better images, faster performance, and more realistic virtual worlds. But something unexpected was happening. Scientists and researchers began to notice that GPUs were not only useful for graphics. Their ability to process huge amounts of information simultaneously made them perfect for another challenge: artificial intelligence. AI systems require massive amounts of calculations. They need to analyze data, recognize patterns, and learn from information. And the same technology that helped create realistic video game worlds could also help machines understand the real world. NVIDIA had unknowingly created a technology that would become one of the most important tools of the AI era. But creating powerful chips was only the beginning. The biggest challenge was convincing the world that GPUs were not just for gaming. They were the future of computing. And this is where NVIDIA made a decision that changed everything. While other companies were focused on traditional computing, NVIDIA was preparing for a future that almost nobody could see coming. For years, most people believed that computers would continue improving through traditional processors. But NVIDIA saw something different. The future of computing would not only depend on making one processor faster, it would depend on making thousands of calculations happen at the same time. This was the hidden power of the GPU. Unlike traditional CPUs that handle tasks one after another, GPUs are designed to process many operations simultaneously. At first, this technology was created for better graphics, but researchers discovered something much bigger. The same ability that allowed computers to create realistic video game worlds could also help machines learn from massive amounts of data, and this changed everything. Artificial intelligence requires enormous computing power. AI models need to analyze information, recognize patterns, and improve through experience. Without powerful hardware, modern AI would not be possible. NVIDIA understood this opportunity earlier than most companies. The company realized that GPUs were not just graphics processors, they were engines for the future of artificial intelligence. But technology alone was not enough. NVIDIA needed to convince developers, researchers, and businesses that its platform was the future. And the next decision would become one of the most important moves in the company's history. Because NVIDIA didn't just create a powerful chip, it created an entire ecosystem that would make competitors struggle to catch up. One of NVIDIA's smartest decisions was not only building better hardware, it was building the software and tools that made its hardware valuable. In 2006, NVIDIA introduced CUDA. CUDA allowed developers and researchers to use NVIDIA GPUs for tasks beyond graphics. This opened a completely new world. Scientists could use GPUs for research. Engineers could build advanced simulations. Companies could develop new AI systems. Slowly, NVIDIA became more than a chip company. It became the platform where the future of computing was being built. This strategy created a powerful advantage. When more developers used NVIDIA technology, more companies wanted NVIDIA hardware. And when more companies used the hardware, the ecosystem became even stronger. This is a business strategy many successful companies understand. The strongest companies don't just sell products, they create systems that people depend on. Apple built an ecosystem around its devices. Amazon built an ecosystem around shopping and logistics. NVIDIA built an ecosystem around artificial intelligence. But while NVIDIA was preparing for the AI future, the world still had not fully realized how important this technology would become. Then, artificial intelligence entered a new era. And suddenly, the technology NVIDIA had been building for years became the foundation of a global revolution. Many companies focus on what is successful today, but NVIDIA focused on what could become important tomorrow. This long-term thinking became one of the company's biggest advantages. Under the leadership of Jensen Huang, NVIDIA continued investing in accelerated computing and artificial intelligence, even before the AI boom became mainstream. While others were focused on traditional computing, NVIDIA was preparing for a world where AI would become a central part of everyday life. This required patience, it required billions of dollars of investment, and it required believing in a future that was not guaranteed. That mindset represents one of the most important lessons in business. The biggest opportunities are often invisible before they become obvious. Companies that only follow current trends usually arrive late. Companies that prepare for the future can create entirely new markets. When AI systems began growing rapidly, NVIDIA was already positioned at the center of the transformation. But becoming the leader of AI created a new challenge. The entire world was now watching NVIDIA. The question was no longer whether NVIDIA had changed technology. The question was whether NVIDIA could remain ahead as the AI race became bigger than ever. Artificial intelligence is no longer just a technology experiment. It is becoming a foundation for future industries. From healthcare and robotics to autonomous vehicles and scientific research, AI is changing how companies operate and how people work. And behind many of these developments is the need for powerful computing. This is where NVIDIA's position became extremely important. The company provides the technology that helps businesses build and run advanced AI systems. But the future is not guaranteed. Competition is increasing. Other technology companies are developing their own AI chips. The industry is changing quickly. The companies that succeed will be the ones that continue innovating. NVIDIA's story shows that technology leadership is not only about creating a great product. It is about understanding where the world is going before everyone else. But the biggest question remains, can NVIDIA continue leading the AI revolution? Or will another company build the next technology breakthrough? NVIDIA's journey is not just a story about computer chips. It is a story about vision. A company that started by improving video games eventually helped create the foundation of artificial intelligence. The biggest lesson from NVIDIA is simple. The future belongs to companies that prepare before the world understands the opportunity. NVIDIA didn't wait for AI to become popular. It invested in the technology years before most people saw its potential. This is how major companies are built. They don't only react to change, they create the tools that allow change to happen. As artificial intelligence continues to evolve, NVIDIA's role in the future will remain one of the most interesting stories in technology. Because sometimes the companies that change the world are not the ones everyone notices first. They are the ones quietly building the future. If you enjoyed uncovering the hidden strategies behind the world's most powerful companies, subscribe to Insight Horizon. Every documentary explores the business decisions, human psychology, and future technologies shaping our world. Thanks for watching. See you in the next documentary.